What's up, everyone? Today I'm going to show you how to create your own terrifying horror game in Scratch. Let's see the content. Green flag clicked. A monster hunts you down. You have to escape from it. The sounds and the monsters scream as atmospheric horror elements. Let's see how to make it. Let's start by creating our spooky atmosphere. Click on the stage and we are going to set up our backgrounds and game variables. First, we need to create our own backgrounds. We'll need 3 different backdrops. We need these 3. The first one is a menu. It's green for the start. Next one is a dark, scary forest for our main game. The last 3, a game over screen. You can either draw these yourself or import them from Scratch library. I'm going to use the built-in backdrops and modify them to look more spooky. This is a default Scratch type from default Scratch library, and the others I modified slightly from the default. Now let's create our own game variables. Click on variables and make these variables. First one is health. It starts at 100. Next one is score. It starts at 0. Next one is game state. This controls what part of the game we are in. Next one is monster speed. It controls how fast our monster moves. These variables will be the brain of our game. They'll track everything that's happening. Now let's create our player. I use a default cat as my game player. You can choose any character you want or even draw your own. Let's name this sprite Player and set it up. First, we need to position our player and set up the basic controls. This is a code part, and here's a code for our player movement. When the game starts, we'll go to position -200 0 and show our player and set the size to 100. And let's go to the movement controls. We are going to use forever loop to consistently check if the player is pressing the arrow keys. Inside our forever loop, we'll check if left arrow is pressed, move left by -5. If up arrow is pressed, move up by +5. The rest is also same. The right arrow is pressed, move right by 5, and down arrow is pressed, move down by -5. And we need to make sure our player doesn't walk off the screen. Let's add boundary checking. We'll check if the player's X position is less than -220, and if so, set it back to -220. Same for the other side of the screen. Now comes to the scary part, literally. Let's add our monster. Choose a sprite that looks intimidating. I'm going to with this Franken, but You could use a ghost, a bat, or anything that gives you the creeps. Let's name this monster and make it truly terrifying with some AI. We go to a code part. And when the game starts, our monster will hide itself initially and position itself at 200 the right side and set its size to 100%. And let's build monster AI code. And here's where it gets really cool. We are going to give our monster artificial intelligence. In a however loop, it checks points towards to the character. That makes it always face to the player and move forward by the monster speed amount. And check if it's touching to the player. This creates a monster that will always be hunting you down. But let's make it even scarier. When the monster touches the player, we will reduce the player's health by 20. Player scary sound effect and move the monster to a random position, so it doesn't just stick to the player. Now let's add some real horror elements. We are going to create random jump scares that will catch players off guard. Inside our monster's forever loop, we'll add a random chance for a jump scare. Pick a random number from 1 to 100, and if it's less than 1, that means 1% chance trigger a jump scare. When a jump scare happens, the monster suddenly grows to 150% size. Play a loud, scary sound. Wait half second and return to normal size. This creates unexpected moments of terror that will keep players on edge. Now let's tie everything together with a proper game system. We'll use our game state variable to control different parts of the game. When green flag clicked, this is a code for our stage, and when green flag clicked, switch to our menu backdrop and get a set game state to menu. We are going to start the game code. When the player presses space, check if we are in menu mode. If yes, broadcast start game and switch game state to playing. Change it to our scary forest backdrop. And lastly, it's game over system. When the player's health reaches to 0, broadcast game over, switch to game over backdrop, and stop all. Let's add some spine-chilling audio. Click on the sound tab for each sprite and add some sound effects. For our monster, we'll add a growling sound for when it attacks, and a terrifying scream for jump scares. And for our background, we could add scary audio. And don't forget to add the plain sound blocks to the right places in your code. For background, I add play scary background sound block. I put here. Let's also add a scoring system. In our main game loop, we'll increase the score by 1 every 0.1 seconds. This rewards players for surviving longer. Alright, let's test our complete horror game. Click the green flag and let's see if everything works. It looks nice. Our monster is chasing us. When it attacks, health reduced. And the score system is tracking our survival time. Looks nice. Perfect. Unluckily, no jump scares happens. You may adjust the number that controls the chance of the movement. If your game isn't working perfectly, here are some common issues. Make sure all your variable names matches exactly. Check that your sprites are responding to the right broadcast messages. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please like, subscribe, and try making your own version of this game.